Alright, welcome to this semi-magic finding Death's Oath build video. I have been playing Death's Oath for the past 3 leagues now, and as most of you know, I also league started Death's Oath last league and this league as well. I feel that so far I've actually been able to make the best version of the Death's Oath build this league because I've been tinkering with it and changing a little bit of stuff, and I absolutely feel that it is in such a great place right now. So a couple of weeks into this league, I figured, hey, let's put some magic finding on this as well, because magic finding has been quite meta this league because of all the loot goblins that are now in the game, all the god-touched mobs that have a chance to drop some quite crazy amount of items. So I figured I would do that, and while I was recording, of course, I dropped my first apothecary while farming Crimson Temple maps. The reason why I started farming Crimson Temple maps was because I just like the layout and it works really good with this build, so I figured, hey, I'll do Crimson Temple. I don't really care if I get an apothecary or not, that's not really what I'm going for. But of course, as I'm recording this video, I get my first one ever, which is quite funny. But yeah, anyway, so yeah, this is a semi-magic finding Death's Oath build. It is basically the same build as I have in the guide and I have in my other videos, but I changed out some of the gear for a little bit of magic find. So I have some quantity and some rarity, and as you can see here, the build works just fine anyway, because we still have enough damage, still have enough defenses and everything to walk around and absolutely destroy everything in the game. This is a tier 16 map with like 110% quant. I don't know, I try to roll at least like 80 plus, and I try to crop my maps as well to get like 130% quant. So yeah, and also there's only 2 mods that you want to stay away from. It's non-cursed auras have lowered effects, and no region can be quite annoying as well. All the other mods I don't really care about, I can do all of them. So here you're seeing me clearing a tier 16 temple with some scarabs and pretty high quant here on the map and all that stuff. And the boss is ghosted, but that's not a problem. Bosses go down quite easily. Even though this is not a good single target build, bosses go down quite easily anyway. So let's quickly go over the gear that I have that actually gives me any form of magic finding. First and obviously, I have Ventress Gamble rings, and I tried to get as much quant and as much rarity as I could with my budget. I didn't really want to invest too much into this, because if you want very high quantity and very high rarity and resists and such, it's going to get quite expensive. And I did need quite a bit of resists on my rings to actually get resist capped on the character. So I have 2 Ventress Gamble rings with decent quant, decent rarity, and some resists as well. I also have the Bisco's Leash because it gives 1% increased rarity of items found per 15 rampage kills. And right now the meta is to have quite a bit of rarity as well for those loot goblins. And since I clear a map very fast, I get 1,000 rampage kills quite easily, and I can quite easily sustain it throughout the map as well. And the Bisco's Leash also gives me the strength and some quantity of items found as well. Then I have the Gold Room boots for the quantity here as well, and some nice resists. And then I have the helmet with Despair Curse effect for damage, and Despair Curse effect as well, once again, for damage on the Searing Exarch implicit. And then I have the rarity of items dropped by slain rare or unique enemies, and I also have increased rarity of items found on the helmet. And then I just have a gold flask that I use as well. So this isn't really that much magic finding. It is a semi-magic finding build. But one thing that I actually have done as well on this character is that I have acquired some I have acquired some more magic finding gear as well. I have a blue quiver, or a magic quiver. I have a white heavy belt. I then have the Sedima's Touch gloves for 10% more quant, and then I have 2 2020 item rarity supports, one that I put in my Death's Oath and one that I put in my Caustic Arrow. And what I do then is that I put on the Ascetic Gold Amulet, which gives rarity and quantity if you have a normal and magic item equipped. I have a magic item here, I have a magic and a normal item here. So when I equip all of this, I gain even more. I still have my rings, I still have my boots, I then equip my gloves, I then have the amulet, and I also have the 2020 item rarity support. So I can even do some magic finding culling for myself, which I've actually done a couple of times. When I played my other characters and I find a really tanky, crazy God-touched loot goblin, I figure, hey, I can just get this guy low, and then I could log over to my other character, put on all the magic finding gear, go in, he's gonna die instantly, because even with this gear, this build is quite strong. I have absolutely no problems with any arch nemesis monsters whatsoever on this character, even with the magic finding gear. So I can put this on and actually kill it myself. And I've done that a couple of times, and I've gotten up to 4 divines by 1 kill. I've even got 2 Aegis shields by doing this, and yeah, quite a bit of other stuff as well. So it does work quite well on this character to magic finding cull your own stuff with this gear. And while normally mapping, for the last 2 weeks, I've just been mapping with this character normally with this magic finding gear. I don't even use my normal gear anymore because the magic finding gear works so well, even in juiced up tier 16 maps. I can do 40% delirious. I can do tablets even up to like difficulty 13. I've done stuff like that with like those tier 4 pieces, you know, and like, yeah, this character just works so well with magic finding, so I figured, why just not have it on all the time? Because why not? Like, I'm making more money if I can do that. I can still do my tier 16 maps, and I can farm efficiently anyway. And that's all I really have to say about this build version of the Death's Oath. Now, if you're looking for the other Death's Oath videos, they are up here on my YouTube, and I also have a forum guide on the forum, obviously. Everything will be linked in the description. There's also a path of building of this version in the description as well. So thank you very much for watching the video. Remember to subscribe here on YouTube and follow me at Twitch over at twitch.tv/burgerbrush. And I hope you have a fantastic day.